Doc Martin, but how is life treating him in sleepy Cornish village of Port Wen?
I'm really sorry I can't deal with James today, so...
You have to.
No, you have to take care of him
Luke
now.
has had an accident. Where's the car key?
Oh, is she okay?
I have to get to the hospital.
Well, when will you be back?
I don't know.
I heard about Louise. Is she all right?
Can you look after James?
Yes.
Michael can't, apparently.
Yes, of course.
Oh.
No, don't worry, I can take care of him.
Please welcome Martin Clunes. He's normally so calm, Martin's so impassive. Clearly this is all rather got to him.
It's quite dramatic, these next 2 episodes. I'm a little bit upset. It just gets worse and worse. Life piles up on top of him, the blood phobia comes back, and then Mum, Claire Bloom.
Well, your auntie, Eileen Atkins, Damien Eileen Atkins, and now we have Claire Bloom. We're working with these giants.
Acting royalty.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're clearly very happy and very keen to join a cast like this. I suppose in that respect, it's a bit like Midsummer Murders. It's a starry cast every time you come round, really.
I guess so, yeah. People do seem to like, working on this show. I'm sure it's to do with being in Port Isaac. Of course it's to do with being in Port Isaac. But, our crew, about 70% come back time and time
Wonderful.
again. Yeah.
How long's your chunk down there? I mean, you virtually live in Port Isaac, which plays Port Wen, presumably, for part of summer.
4.5 months.
A long time.
Yeah.
But you were laid low this year.
Yes, I was.
What happened?
I don't know. I took enormous measures because if you're shooting for 4.5 months, you can end up just standing around for 4.5 months. So I always sort of take measures to get fit. I lost a bit of weight and everything, and taking my vitamins every day. And then I just got laid low with a viral infection. That I was changing clothes. I was putting clothes on to go to bed in order to change them 3 times.
So really,
sweating. I wasn't wetting the bed. You understand? That's behind me.
Or beneath you, one or the other.
Yes.
But we were used to you in comedy, and now it's a comedy drama. Yes, it is. But in a way, you're the straight guy in this. The series, you still worry me when you're terribly, terribly impassive and dysfunctional with your patients.
I suppose so. I like it. I mean, I do quite. I quite like switching on that. Just sort of being dead to people.
Well, I'm going to say, can it allow you to get it out of your system, get the nastiness, which isn't there, really?
Yes, no, because I can't even be firm with people in real life. I wish I could be that steely sometimes.
Why do you think people have cottoned on to it? Because you're in Series 8 now, which,
I'm 6.
6? Close?
I don't know.
Well, I was being optimistic, forward thinking. 8 episodes, 6.
8 episodes, yeah.
6.
I really don't know. We take we're at great pains to get the scripts right.
Well, your other half produces it. This is obviously a family thing. Therefore, you both have a kind of ethos about this show, what it does and what it should do and shouldn't do.
Yes, it's all about tone, I think. Writers we always encourage new people to come on each year, and they never go flop. There's a Doc Martin script. It always needs to be dismantled in one way, because it's quite hard to... The premise is you've got a man who nobody likes and he doesn't like anybody else. It's quite hard to run with that.
You've got to make him likeable to the viewer. That's quite tough, isn't it?
So, well, yes, I think it's about vulnerability, because he is vulnerable. He's a mess.
But then it seems to me that village is full of them.
Well,
we've got Bert Large, who, as we saw, got engaged recently. That's all right. And then there's the policeman. Well,
so the idea was that I was... Yes, the biggest mess, but they've all caught me up.
You do seem to intersperse the drama with your natural history stuff. We see wonderful programme on horses. I started looking at horsepower. That was wonderful. You're now going to Kenya for various bits.
That's been going on for about 3 years now. When we were going backwards and forwards, I don't know if anybody ever saw that YouTube clip of a lion being reunited with the 2 English people who Harrods used to sell lions.
Yeah.
The idiots. And these people, you can forgive them, it was the 60s or 70s or something, they bought this up. Luckily for them, beautiful Bill Travis, who played George Adamson in the film of Born Free, came across them And this lion was growing out of their antique shop in Chelsea. And so he, because he knew George, got on to George, who said, yes, I'll take it. And then eventually they made a lovely film called Christian the Lion. But all because of Bill's involvement, this lion got taken and rehabbed by George Adamson, because that's what he was doing. And we wanted, my friend Tony Fitzjohn, who I've met through making these things, used to work with George. And that so captured people's imagination, that idea of an animal remembering, a wild animal remembering, a human, and I think it does to us all. It's fascinating when an animal bonds, even a sheepdog, yes. Like that. So I thought, well, let's try and tell that story, and sort of realise that it was the story of animal conservation, because until the Adamsons started doing things like that and raising that awareness, and then that was carried on by Virginia McKenna and Bill Travis, that awareness sort of exploded around the world, and so animals conservation was born. But it's different now. There's no free left, I don't think. You can't really set things free.
They've got to be in reserve.
They sort of have, because people do unspeakable things to them.
Are we going to see the results of your trips out there then?
You are. This was the last one we went out this year, and I got to go to where Elsa, you remember Elsa the lion in Born Free? Well, I went with Virginia McKenna, and we were at Elsa's grave, so there was a huge lump in my throat, but it was lovely for her to go back and to interview her and talk to her about it, and I think that's coming out in the new year. Sometime.
In the meantime, you'll keep dispensing things, or refusing to dispense things.
Yes.
People in Port as you see fit, and generally not.
Yes.
Julian, ever thought of doing a medical drama? Does that ever appeal?
Well, I live for casualty, so I think I probably, because I love trying to guess what the accident's going to be. You see the ladder wobbling and you see the electrical wire and you try to guess which one's going to get them. So I think I would love that.
I'd love to see something coming out of this programme, either you appearing in Downton Abbey, Martin, or Julian doing
We're neighbours.
Are you neighbours?
We're neighbours. My Jackawawa got a rosette at Julian's Dactions show.
Very pleased to know.
New institution.
Very pleased to know that your Jackawawa is alive and well. Thanks. So he doesn't have to change his pyjamas 3 times a night. Now, thanks to Martin Coons.